Model answers for Speaking Test 8. Cambridge English Pet Collins.
Part 1.
Good afternoon. Can I have your mark sheets, please? I'm Greg Miller, and this is Jill Matthews. What's your name?
My name's Suzanne Wojtek.
Where do you come from?
I come from a small village in the Czech Republic.
And what's your name, Candidate B?
My name's Oliver Correa.
Where do you live, Candidate B?
I live in Sao Paulo, in Brazil.
Candidate B, do you work or are you a student?
I work.
What do you do, Candidate B?
I'm a nurse. I work in a big hospital.
And Candidate A, do you work or are you a student?
I'm a student.
What do you study?
I'm studying sports science. I started my course last year.
Thank you. Candidate A, what kind of books do you like to read?
I don't really read many books. I read a newspaper every day, though, and I get a magazine on photography once a month.
Candidate B, what about you?
I like to read novels and short stories, and since I've been studying English, I try to read things in English.
Candidate A, do you prefer books or e-books?
I prefer books. I don't really like reading books on a screen. Reading a book is more enjoyable, and I think it's often easier than looking at a small screen.
Candidate B, how often do you go to the cinema?
Not very often. There isn't a cinema near my house, but if there's a film I want to see, I go to a cinema in the city centre.
Thank you.
Part 2.
Now, I'd like each of you to talk on your own about something. I'm going to give each of you a photograph, and I'd like you to talk about it. Candidate A, here is your photograph. It shows two young women enjoying themselves. Please tell us what you can see in the photograph. Candidate B, you just listen.
This photo shows two young women enjoying themselves. I think they're on a bus on the top floor. It's the kind of bus that tourists use to go sightseeing around a city. It looks like summer as the women are wearing sunglasses and summer clothes. One of the women has a camera around her neck. One of the women who is furthest away from the camera is pointing at something, and her friend is looking at what it is. It looks like you can see the sea in the background. I think they're on holiday, or they've gone on a trip for the day.
Thank you. Candidate B, here is your photograph. It shows three people outside. Please tell us what you can see in the photograph. Candidate A, you just listen.
In this photo, there are three people sitting outside on the grass. It looks like a park, and there are some big trees. There are two men and a woman sitting in the middle. They don't look very old. I think about 30 years old, perhaps. I imagine they are having a break from working in the office. It might be lunchtime. They each have a cup of coffee, and the men are both wearing shirts and ties. All three are wearing quite smart clothes. The man on the right is typing on a laptop, and the other two are looking at the screen. It's a nice sunny day, and they all look very happy.
Thank you.
Part 3.
Now, in this part of the test, you're going to talk about something together for about 2 minutes. I'm going to describe a situation to you. A teenager is on his way home before dinner and wants to eat something on the way. Here are some things he could eat on the way home. Talk together about the different things he could eat and say which one would be best. All right? Now, talk together.
Would you like to start?
Okay. I think the important information is that he is on his way home before dinner. That means he shouldn't eat too much.
I agree. And really, he shouldn't eat anything that is too sweet. So I don't think the cake or the ice cream is a good idea, do you? And what about the chocolate?
No, he shouldn't have the chocolate either. Although he could eat just a little bit and save the rest for after his dinner.
He could try, but I think he'll probably eat it all. So we don't think the ice cream, the cake, or the chocolate are sensible. What about the pizza?
One slice of pizza is okay. That's better than eating a bag of crisps. He won't be hungry when he gets home if he eats them.
That's true. And the sandwich is the same. I don't think he should eat that. Isn't the best thing really the apple?
Probably, yes. It's healthy, and he'll still be hungry when he gets home, which will make his parents happy.
Okay, I agree. He should have the apple on his way home.
Thank you.
Part 4.
Candidate A, do you like to eat snacks?
Yes, sometimes, but I try to eat healthy food. I used to eat a lot of sweets and chocolate when I was younger, but I try to avoid that now.
Candidate B, and what about you?
No, I don't really have many snacks. Not in the week when I'm working. At the weekend I do, but that's often because I feel bored, and so I just eat for something to do.
Candidate B, what do you think are the best things to eat for snacks?
Everyone says fruit is the best, and I agree that it's good for you. But sometimes I want something sweet, like a bar of chocolate.
And how about you, Candidate A?
I agree. Fruit is nice, but eating chocolate makes you feel great. I try not to eat too much now, though.
Candidate B, is it important to eat 3 meals a day?
I don't know if it should be 3 meals. Dinner in the evening is important, and having something for breakfast is always a good thing to do. But maybe a healthy snack at lunchtime is all we need.
And what about you, Candidate A?
I like to eat 3 meals. We always go to a cafe for lunch at university, and I have a meal when I go home. And I have breakfast, of course.
Thank you. That is the end of the test.